An extended look on exterior and interior and the different versions of the all-new Alfa Romeo Giulia is today on Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and your #1 community to discuss cars. Alfa re-enters the segment of the mid-size sedans, and here we will give you detailed information and also show you some differences between the standard Giulia and the sports version Quadrifoglio with 510 horsepower, so definitely stay tuned for that. Elegant and luxurious are the two words how we would describe the exterior design of the new Giulia. Alfa seems to be back in the game. In the front we are welcomed by the typical Alfa V-style front grille frame. Inside we see a comp-style structure. Strong looking LED headlights are drawn very wide to underline the sporty design. The elegant outline is also transported along the side of the 4.64 m long car. 16-inch are the standard rims, optional you can choose 18-inch alloys. The side is also covered by a nice chrome frame around the windows. Alfa Romeo's Giulia is of course available in many different colors, for example grey, blue, red and white, overall 3 pastel colors, 8 metallic choices and 2 exclusive to the Quadrifoglio. The rear part also shows a clean design, whereas the taillights are oriented in a horizontal way to stress the width of the car. The mini spoiler adds a little bit more structure. Let's now take a look at the interior. This is the standard key with the Alfa Romeo logo on the backside. As you can hear, the door sound is very solid and promises high quality. In the recent years, Alfa interiors were not very astonishing, so they wanted to create something entirely new for the new Giulia. All materials on the interior are well crafted and in general the quality is above average and way better than in all Alfa Romeo we have seen before. Here we can see the brown design option for the interior. It harmonizes pretty well as a contrast to the white exterior. Unfortunately, there was no electric function to adjust the seats individually in that trim level. The general seating position is very comfortable and you have enough side support even in sharp corners. And also on the longer term, they did a quite good job. From serial production, the Giulia is supplied with cloth seats, the Giulia Super comes with a mix of cloth and leather, the Quadrifoglio with Alcantara and leather. Our information is that they really use real leather, that's said. Very nice and interesting details are however the shifting pedals, which are made of high quality aluminum. As you can hear, they have a very nice sound, but they are maybe a little bit too big, as you could have problems when activating the turning indicator. We have standard instruments and in the middle there's a screen which changes its design depending on the drive mode. You can choose between 3 drive modes: dynamic, neutral or all-weather, short D, N, A. By the way, the steering wheel is not overloaded by too many buttons, still general functions as changing a song are very well accessible. While the buttons in the middle console make a general good impression, they cannot equal the build qualities of Volkswagen, Audi or Mercedes, because they seem to be rather loose. The same we found with the central screen and infotainment system. The reaction times are not that fast and especially the navigation system could be faster. Furthermore, you can only control it by the big central button and not like in other systems like a smartphone or a tablet. The sound system, however, is quite good. Listen yourself. You can also individualize a lot of things in the interior as the LED lighting. I also like that the dashboard is not made of hard plastic but softened up. On the inside of the doors you can definitely place a bottle of water. Regarding the glove box, it falls down pretty explosive. I would have wished a smoother solution here. In the middle console you can place your key or anything else. We also have a USB port as well as a cigarette lighter or 12-volt power supply. Beneath the armrest we have further space and an aux input, another USB port and 12-volt supply. Entering the rear part, you recognize the lying seating position, which is not comfortable for everyone. I would prefer a more upright seating position, as you can see in some SUVs. People less than 180 in meters will definitely have no problems in the car, but if there's a tall driver in the front, it may become harder when you're above 118 meters and sit behind him. Unfortunately, there's no extra case for beverage holders for the rear passengers, but air vents as well as another USB port are available. The trunk, which you can open by key or from the front, is quite spacious for such a sedan. There will not be an estate version for the Giulia, so here you still don't have any problems for your weekly affairs. When driving the normal Alfa Giulia, you recognize that it is quite silent inside the car. First of all, that is positive, but you always tend to go faster than allowed, as the 2.2-liter diesel already has a lot of power. It is available with 136, 150 and 180 horsepower, with 6-speed manual and the stronger ones also with 8-speed automatic transmission. Later there's supposed to be also a stronger 3-liter diesel. The steering could be a little bit more direct. What is great that even in the entry trim level you automatically get safety features such as the forward collision warning with autonomous emergency brake or the pedestrian recognition. There are 3 trim levels basically, called Giulia, Super and finally Quadrifoglio. On the petrol side, there later will be a 2-liter turbo with 200 horsepower. Now already available, the Giulia Quadrifoglio offers a 2.9-liter V6 petrol bi-turbo with 6-speed manual, or again later also 8-speed automatic gearbox. 510 horsepower and 600 Nm of torque are the impressive figures. Bigger air intakes in the front and bigger as well as more aggressive looking wheels convey the impression of a racing machine. Also you can see the nice Quadrifoglio logo. Also the rear looks much more aggressive. It seems that a lot of the elegance of the normal Giulia is lost or has become sort of angry. Not only because of the 2 exhaust pipes on both sides, but also by the much bigger spoiler, which in my eyes looks a little bit overdone. Maybe for the Giulia, less is more. In the interior of the Quadrifoglio we have sports seats which hold you very tight. At the same time they don't get uncomfortable if you drive the car for a longer time. As an emotional detail you have an Alfa Romeo logo on the top of the seats, as well as red contrast stitches around the interior. The Quadrifoglio includes this leather Alcantara seats from serial production. Driving wise you also have a race mode. By that you can do things like this. All in all, the Quadrifoglio appears to be a really fun car with a good weight balance and a great power to weight ratio. It weighs less than 1,600 kilograms, and the smallest diesel with manual transmission is even below 1,400 kilograms. And those versions will of course be the more important ones overall. So we hope to also see some of the smaller petrol engines in the future as well, like the 2-liter one most of the time. So you want to drive a car as comfortable as possible, especially on the way to work. For that, the normal Giulia with a small diesel or smaller petrol engine is already perfect and very beautiful. Could be the perfect car for businessmen who want something extraordinary in the mid-size segment. Alfa is definitely back on track with this car, design-wise and also from the stepped-up build quality. Soon we will also deliver you the full reported in-depth review for the all-new Giulia, a car that is surely worth taking another look.